Hello,
friends. I'm Cynthia Thornton, and this is Marty Balbun. And holding Marty is my daughter Azalea.
Hello.
And we are Greengirlstudios. We're a family-owned and operated company out of Asheville, North Carolina, and the rest of the gang is downstairs working. So we're a little early today. We're about 5 minutes early so that we could make sure that we were on and that there was no problems in our connectivity. I can see we have internet, which is a good thing. We finally have our internet working really well, which is, listen, you don't know how addicted you are to something until you can't get on it. And I don't know if you've heard, but Asheville got trounced by Hurricane Helene, and the internet was out for 2 weeks. I mean, that's not the biggest. I mean, obviously the biggest problem was, the devastation.
Get your big head out of the way.
But for, if you only have a few trees come down, which we did, we were super lucky. A lot of our friends were not super lucky. And, they're having to find another place to live and, all the trauma that goes with that. So one of the things, everyone's kind of walking around sort of shell-shocked and sort of, like everyone's very positive because it's a scary situation, and we're all in kind of recovery mode now. And it's awesome because there are so many people that came from all over the country. We've seen people from Texas and South Carolina, Georgia, a lot of people showing up, and got the internet fixed. There was a great big hole where our water was passing on. I didn't know that this was called culvert, and you drove over top of these pipes, but it looked like someone had smashed it. And in under 2 weeks, they had that thing fixed. I was like, these dudes know what they're doing, thankfully. And so the projected thing was that we were supposed to be out of water, energy, everything for a month, 2 or more. And I think it's like, I don't know how many days it is now, but around 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, and we're back on pretty much. So that's pretty good. That's good news for us. So let's go and talk about, we're at 2:27. We thought we'd just shoot the breeze for a few minutes before we really got going. Our slot is 2:30. And what we're going to show today is we have a new kit. We have a live sale of silver items. We have, what are we going to do? Well, I was going to do a couple of mini tutorials because you know how it is when you have a lot of things going on and you don't know if you're going to finish. I tend to be, I don't want to say I'm like a talkaholic, but I talk. I can fill up that space, no problemo. Okay, so you're probably seeing you probably want the important information first. So the important information is that we have a discount code. Is that showing?
No discount code.
No discount code.
No,
see,
the banner says no discount code required. Because in the past, when we've done Great Bead Extravaganza, we had problems with our discount code. And instead of having ourselves have to suffer and y'all have to struggle, we actually put a discount that is going to be applied directly to your shopping cart, and you won't have to put a code in. It's a 20% discount. It's on our website. It's ending at midnight on Tuesday, I believe. And if you go to our website, which I linked in the comments, you can add a bunch of stuff to your cart, and it'll apply a 20% discount automatically. So there's no code. Other people have codes, and it works for them. We struggle with it, so you won't need a code.
Well, the problem we have with the code is that if you're off by one letter, we don't have the staff. A lot of our friends have bigger companies than we do. It's just us. And so if someone has a problem with the code, they're like, oh, well, if you put in a cap or if you put something else in there, it won't work. And so then we have to field questions and answer them. And then I'm not 100% awesome at that of getting back like really quick. So then it's frustrating.
It's also easier for everybody because nobody has to remember a code.
You don't have to remember a code. And it's on everything. This is a big deal because I don't ask Azalea. I never do this.
Yeah, we actually.
My necklaces, I was like, listen, you've got discounts on stuff. So right now is an awesome time
This
to
is the
get
only
stuff.
time we've done. We usually do
But
not do any
flat
sort of
20% off is usually
whenever
it's
we've
categories.
done the discount code, we make it where it excludes her coins because she already sells them for a cheap amount for the amount of work that it is. And if it was discounted further, it doesn't. She doesn't.
You're basically
she
working
just doesn't
for
do
the
it.
enjoyment of working.
So we this time this discount code applies to anything you put in your shopping cart on our website, and it closes at Tuesday at midnight. So you have until then to load up, and it's got 20% off your entire cart. So it does exactly what everybody else's discount codes are doing, except you don't have to remember a code.
Yeah, so
Perfectly convenient for everybody.
So that's perfect.
Yeah, comment Fallfest if you want to enter the giveaway.
I see that happening. I see that a lot of folks are commenting, and that will work. So what happens is we have the Shopify app, and we have the Shopify
Where's
giveaway
that code
tool.
that kit that I brought for the giveaway? Oh yeah, show them.
All right, let's see it. So this is one of our past kits. Let me put it in a bowl so you can see this.
Yeah, we'll find
pour this in. Let's do that so it looks good.
Yeah, every bowl in the house.
Every single bowl
used for beads
there's
already.
beads in it.
We gotta always the quest to find a bowl that doesn't have beads.
You just go in my wood section. So this is one, and it has.
We'll show
quartz crystals. It has really pretty a pendant.
So this is not a sale item because this is an old kit. This what we're about to show you is something we sold before. This is the giveaway. So you comment hashtag Fallfest, all caps, no spaces, just exactly as it is on the screen. And you'll be entered into our StreamYard giveaway that we will draw from at the very end, and we'll pick a winner. And you have to be present to win. If you leave the chat, then it won't work very well. So you have to be present at the end for the drawing if you want to be entered into the giveaway. So you comment hashtag Fallfest, and you have to be here when we do the drawing if you want to win the giveaway. So here it is right now. I'm going to show y'all. Ready? There we go. Oh yeah, it needs to be rotated like this. There you go. Very nice. Yeah, so this is one I like. Giant garnets.
I'm sorry, there's a little bit of dust on this bowl. So there's one of these labradorite pendants. Isn't that pretty? Very flashy. Two big chonkin garnets.
Chonkin? Yeah, they're
big
huge.
Old chonkin garnets. This is I'm pretty crazy about this marquee cut silver sheen obsidian. Beautiful.
Oh, friends, you have to comment Fallfest in all cap letters.
Yeah.
All caps,
Angela,
just like it is on the screen.
I see that you put Fallfest in lower caps.
And Norma and I've seen a couple
has to be
people.
Exact.
Yeah, if you want to enter the giveaway, you have to put all caps. Yeah, exactly like that. Good job.
Yes.
Yippee!
All right, so Lori, you put Fallfest 2024. Just Fallfest. Just Fallfest.
And
no
you could
spaces. No anything extra.
So what's going to happen, y'all? When whoever wins this. I'm going to need your contact information. So if you've never bought from us before, it'll work the same way as when I do a lot sale, which we'll show later on too. We'll put that back in there for just a second longer. When I will actually send you an invoice for this that will mark the product as free. And it'll be, all you have to do is pay shipping if you win the giveaway. And we'll ship it to you and you'll get tracking on it and everything.
So a couple different shapes of quartz. There is, what's this big stone? That looks like some pretty nice looking, like that's like a dark greenish gray labradorite. Oh, and this is allalite. It looks like, what does that look like? It kind of reminds me of hessonite garnet, green garnet, the hessonite variety, but it's a stone called allalite. So this is in our giveaway. This is one of our kits. Yes, the discount.
What time zone
does it expire?
Debbie. Oh, that's not Debbie. Debbie, for the discount on the website, what time zone does it expire? We are in Asheville, North Carolina, and I put it to expire at midnight this Tuesday. So that we're in Eastern time. So I don't know. It'll be a couple hours earlier for Pacific time.
Wendy, we are dropping the code. There is no code. No code.
No code. There's
no code. It's all
automatic. Just whatever you add into your cart will be discounted by 20%. And if anybody has any problems with it, but you shouldn't, if you do, you can email me. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, like this. See, no discount code required. 20% off your order applied automatically.
All right, perfect. I think we're all straightened out on that.
Perfect.
So this is, look at this big, this is a nice variation of our porcelain berry. Oh, I see our friends. Hello, Softlex.
Hi, friends.
Kristen or Sarah, one of our friends. Yeah, we're going to show a little bit of enjoyment with some Softlex and with some nylon. So with these knotting kits, I thought I'd do some quick mini tutorials. All right, the first one. So this is a good healthy handful of gemstone beads. So what we have here is variations of sodalite. I could do it like the way they do like on Iron Chef, where they're like tuna 3 ways. This is sodalite 2 ways. One way is this direct. It's like Iron Chef. It's kind of reminds me of. And then there's sodalite with orange. So it has these flashes. It's kind of a weird stone. Really pretty. Never seen, like, I'm so into it. If you've ever seen porcelain berries, you're not supposed to eat them, by the way. It's like an ornamental vine. I see it growing all over the place around here, and it comes in this, and it grows in these colors, actually closer to like really bright. But this is, since I want to keep this a gemstone kit that's not dyed, I've stuck with things like the magenta is actually this rhodochrosite that's a natural color, and it's really pretty because it's more pink than you usually see. Like these look, I'm looking at my screen, I don't know how it is on yours, but they seem kind of dulled down. The colors seem a little flatter than they are in real life. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, Robin, Sunset Sodalite. I like that name of that. Perfect. Oh, Jill, my friend. Jill's here.
Hello.
I see Kara. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Robin. I'm behind on my comments section. So I started, before we began, to thread these beads on a double cord. So y'all have seen me do this before. If you've ever watched our live stream on a Wednesday or Sunday, this is a pretty common one that I like to do. It's stringing and knotting on 2 cords. And the way you get this effect is you use some fray check. Now, I had a question I saw in our group that said, hey, is Eileen's fray reducer or something, it's a British brand, will it do the same thing? It is the same product, I have been informed. So you just want something that's kind of like an alcohol-based glue. And I'm going to get another one. I have one sitting here ready to go. Demo. Oh, thank you, Sheree. We are also very happy to be safe from the hurricane. It has been horrendous for a lot of people out here. And we're just really lucky that a lot of folks have been showing their good side. It's like a lot of wonderful attitude. I'm from Florida, and I know how to survive a hurricane. Through Hurricane Andrew, and I still remember one called Hugo. It's been a long time. And even though people, it's you band together sometimes, I haven't seen that quite anywhere else like I have here in Asheville. So I just stuck 2 pieces. These are 2 cords. You could use either, this is nylon. You could use whatever cord you have, cotton, hemp, it'll all work. You want something porous, though. I don't think something that is like a fishing line would work as well. So I have 2 cords. They're kind of, I put them in a bag, and they have a little silicone that keeps them together. You don't have to do that. One thing that I like to do is after I put the fray check, I have it on, I will now dangle it off the edge of the table and let that harden up. So I did one previously before I got on here. The other good thing about this fray check is then you can do this. And it's a little bit of glue, and then it just rolls off into. I have a little trash can. I should do a tutorial and show how to make one of these. My friend Star made a little trash can that hangs off the edge of my table. It's very easy. Oh, Carrie says, how do I buy? Link took me to Gov site.
Really?
Check that, Azalea.
That's directly from our Green Girl page. I'll try it again.
Try it again and see if that works.
You can keep showing them though, and I'll try to fix. I don't know why that would happen, but you know what? We'll figure it out.
So in my necklaces, I make these treasure necklaces. Here's one to show. The one I'm not wearing, it's a recent one that I just made. I like to do a color shift. Now, a lot of people call this color blocking because I have blocks of green here. I have blocks of different shades of blue. And, you know, it can be more graphic, like when I say graphic, I mean like kind of like a Mondrian painting where there's blocks and more, it's less of a subtle shift. But here you can see I'm blending some of these colors together. This is a similar way, and this is kind of a bracelet amount. So this is all rounds between, I think 12 is the biggest. Is that a 12 mil? That looks like a 10 to me. I think it's 10 to 6 is the range. I like that because you can get kind of an undulating quality to the piece. Like this one has, I'm not sticking to anything that is specifically just 8 millimeter. Oh, I see some other comments. I mean, it's hard to keep up with.
It looks like most people are having an easy time with the links.
Okay, good.
I think it's fine now. I'm pretty sure that was just one little thing. Hey, y'all, I had a problem with our giveaway hashtag, so everybody hashtag comment Fallfest again, because for some reason it kicked it out. So you got to do it again. Comment it as hard as you can.
Yeah, Mary says, I'm glad you're fine. I grew up near Asheville, and seeing the damage makes me feel sick. Yeah, everybody's feeling that way. It's particularly distressing because Asheville, this is our time to shine. This is like the best time to be here. We're having like phenomenal weather. It's beautiful outside. And this is time where people come to look at the leaves because we have the longest fall of any place that I've ever been. And I've been to quite a few places. All right, the first step to knotting, this is the quick part of this, you leave like a good long tail, about 8 inches or so. This is if you want to add any kind of clasp or if you want to add anything extra to it. So then you don't have to try and add later because that's really hard. All right, slide one down. I'm going to jack up this. I'm going to get a little closer. Let's see, get in here with my, all right, let me see. Give me a second. All right. A little bit closer. Perfect. Okay. All right, so you can see a little bit better. So these two are stuck together. They've made a hard little needle. I've already strung up these guys right here into my color shift. Right here, you can see that, how that's going. And the first step, it's kind of got a little tangledy. All right, there you go. You add your first knot, just a basic overhand knot. Oh, thank you. Linda says, don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, I appreciate that. I am forever forgetting to tell people to hit the like. If you feel like sharing, that would be great too. Yeah, so our tourism time where people come to have dinner or lunch and to hike and to do the Blue Ridge Parkway drive, none of that's happening. So we're all kind of scared to see what's going to happen to our little town. It's like a ghost town right now, so it's scary. Hopefully these businesses that we love can ride out this, all the downed trees and things. Because that's what it is. All the things that make Asheville beautiful also make it kind of hard to get around when they fall down. Like the trees were blocking lots of roads. And so it just now we're in a recovery stage and it'll happen. Things will go back. I mean, they'll never go back exactly because a lot of people will have to leave because their homes are no longer here. But, for the most part, we're all trying to be positive. So it's not like a negative and sad experience to be on our live tonight.
Oh, we're not going live tonight.
Oh, that's right. I meant now. We're not going. Also,
We usually go live on Sundays at 7, but since we're going live now, we are not going on at 7 tonight, friends.
right. Oh, we've already been going on 20 minutes. What time are we ending? Can you look at the schedule to see?
The schedule doesn't actually tell us
the end.
when we get off of it. I think it's just Kay is after us.
Oh, yeah. So what you're seeing me do is slide one down. I'm just trying to make sure I go fast enough and also slow enough so you can see what I'm doing. And am I in? I'm going to put my glasses on. Where did I put my glasses? Oh, here they are. That's the never-ending thing. Where are my glasses? Where are my optivisors?
Velma.
All right. Back in this thing. Oh, thank you. Nancy says your method is superior to the dreaded knotting tool. I don't have a lot of luck with that tool. Maybe I'm like Butterfingers with it, but it is not something I'm good at. So I developed this, and I feel like I'm one of the first. I scoured the internet about 5-6 years ago, and I could not find anything because I hate cutting and measuring. Used to, you'd cut the amount you needed, and it was like you measured your beads, and for every knot, it's like an inch or something, depending on the kind of cord you were using. And I tell you, every single time I did it, I'd be short, and I don't like that feeling. This way, if you're short, you have this long here to add beads or add your clasp, and it's not horrendous. These sections that I'm making can be a bracelet. It can be a section on a necklace. I particularly love making small sections of beaded pieces, so then you can add them to other things. All right, I feel like y'all get the idea with this. Slide one down, knot it around. But thank you, Robin. That's cute. Sharon says, I love watching her do this, and I cannot get it. Sometimes it is not exactly easy to get, but once you get it, it's easier. And I feel like once you learn on a knotting tool or some such other way, it can make learning it this way a little bit more difficult. But once you get it, it's so much faster, and you don't need to you're not dependent on a tool. Which to me, I don't love having to hunt for another thing. The other good thing about this is you're going to notice that I haven't really been paying super duper close attention to what I'm doing. I've been mostly doing this by feel and talking. Now, a lot of times when you're knotting, you're going to have to pay attention because you can get a big gap. Say, if you knot too soon and then tighten it, then you go back and you're like, oh man, it's like a loose tooth. Rosie says, do you always use 2 threads? If I can help it, I will. Because if I'm doing this method, I will always do 2 threads. You can actually, and this is one of my favorite things, is you can do 2 different types of thread. Now, the other day I made a necklace with, I was using kind of a fancy stone, and I did, where'd it go? No, this is medium. I had a fine soft flex with nylon, and it gave it that little bit of drape and a little bit of color, and it's still kind of firm. When you knot soft flex, it's kind of firm, but the fine is very fluid and gives you a really good drape and doesn't kink, and that's what I like about it. So you can also mix and match that way, and you can see you can get a pretty good you can move at a pretty quick clip. Oh, Barbara says it's very Sally. Listen, I see this. I'm gonna mark it. All right, Sally. Listen, you do not. When you are doing this method that I'm showing you right now, and actually this is funny because I actually have a couple. This is a start that I did and I didn't finish it, and I can come back to this by just cutting off this when I'm finished, and I can just hit this with more glue and start over because I only got about, like halfway done and I got bored with it. I don't know. That's my ADHD flaring. But that's one of the things you can do. I haven't cut anything. Sally, there's no cutting. Don't cut anything. Leave it on the spool. That's the why this is good. It's because you're not measuring, you're not cutting until you're done. And so you can put this, and this is how I do it. I put them in like this. I put them in a little plastic bag with a cord, silicone cord thing. This has dried. And look at how nice that is. It's a nice flexible needle with the two different types of cord. Now these are two different, one's thick and one's a medium. Works great. All right, I have about this much done on this. What time am I at? 2:50. Okay, I've got a few minutes. I'm going to show you the next thing. All right, so that was your little mini course on doing beading on cord with 2 threads. You don't cut. There's no cutting involved until you're done. So when I get finished, say I don't even want to use this. Say I'm like, that's it. I could cut that, knot it, and I have this little section that I could use for something else. I don't have to finish this if I don't want to, because it could make a neat section. My friend Alice House, she made this necklace, and I love it because it's one of the things I like to do. I like to do this kind of collage type thing. I especially like doing this when I'm in a competition setting, like designing with the stars. Or that's not a competition, but it is a competition if you can get done. But this Alice is using Softflex here with bead caps or bead crimps and doing sections. I do this all the time. I love it because I can then do these sections. Say I don't want to do a bunch of them or finish up a necklace. I can make 1 or 2 in a sitting, and then I have these little sections that I can put with other things. And this is a necklace. Alice, if you're out there, you can drop a link or just it's your Facebook page. I see Wendy. What is she saying? Wendy, you need to name this technique. I call it knotting with 2 threads.
Knotting with 2 threads. Done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. It is not important for me to name it, but I should name it. I'm just happy that I figured something out, and now I love it. I see the Fallfest comments coming in. Thank you. This has 2 purposes. One, that every time we get comments, these comments boost our engagement so that we get more people watching. So YouTube or Facebook will see all the comments coming in, and it boosts our signal. So that's the benefit of having lots of comments. And that's why the giveaway works. All right, so I don't know, that's not enough to do a bracelet, but the rest of these would. All right. Robin, the double naughty toddy. That sounds cute. I like that. Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie says I only use the Cynthia method for knotting.
Me too.
You guys are so funny. I love it. Cynthia's 2-thread knot method. Love it. Oh, because then it's like that one gal that did Jenny's stretchy knit bind off. That's pretty fun.
Or Judy's magic cast on.
I
love Judy's magic cast on.
And who doesn't? Cindy says, do you ever use silk for knotting? Cindy, sometimes I do if I'm being really fancy. So Kate has a silk that she has in her collection. And it's thick and beautiful and luxurious to dye if you want to dye it. But you don't have to dye it. It already comes in beautiful colors, and it's nice and thick. And you can do that same method. I would do 2 strands so you can get a nice tight, put some fray check, it'll work because it's porous. The silk is totally porous, and you can do that. And you put two layers. One of the things I don't like about silk is that it can stretch. But you know what? If you put nylon with it, say you get a nylon or even that fine Softflex, you can probably get away with it with not having any stretching. All right, let's do a quick thing on making sections. Quick sections. Let's see, what time is it? All right. I was trying to do it where I had 30 minutes exactly to do our live sale, but I don't know if I'll need 30 minutes. So This is the medium, and the method for this I'm going to show you is the same. I don't like to take it off until I need it. Okay, the Thornton method. Yeah, that's it. Cynthia's magical knot. I sew it, and just like doing tailor's knots, I sew. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly. All right, so to make these little sections, I'll make them. My favorite amount to do is about 5-6 inches. And I have, like, I don't know what I did with my box, but what I usually like to do with it is I'll make sections and I keep it in a thing with chain. And if I need to make a necklace for a show, usually I have a kit in my car. And if we have something new, this is a pretty new bead. This is the kit that we just released. It is black moonstone, faceted. There's a bunch of different, they call it black, but it's more of a peach. It's peach and black. It's kind of, I haven't really seen it in this colorway, so I was kind of excited. Usually peach moonstone is like this. It's one color. Does it seem like it's blurry? I don't know. Does it seem blurry to you?
No, I think it's your glasses.
Well, I was looking above my glasses. But this is really good quality of sunstone. It has some nice glittery moments. Okay, so let me see. Oh, thank you, Margaret. It's one of my favorites too. You know what I use it for? I designed this to go on one of these. Because I like to put a big. Pat says a little blurry. All right, I'm going to back out. I thought it might be a tiny bit blurry. Maybe I'm in too close. Sometimes I zoom I'm at 200% zoom. The closer you are in with the zoom, it gets a little tiny bit blurry. It's kind of drag about that. Seems like there's no way around it. I mean, unless of course it's my camera. The camera looks cleaned off. All right, so what I like to do is you could just picture it. So this, you're probably wondering, what's up with this finish? So for these two kits, this kit and this kit, we're doing this kind of finish. It's like a bright silver. When Azalea saw it, she said, "Hey, I didn't know you were doing silver for this." And I said, "This is not silver. There's a tiny bit of silver in our blend. Pewter is tin, copper, and you can put whatever other alloy. We use a little bit of silver in our blend to give it this bright look." Let's see. And to make some space. I'm getting crowded in here. All right. What you doing, little daughter?
I'm trying to copy and paste a link.
Oh, the All Hallows Eve. This is one we put together. There's some tiny little Peter site that's faceted. You get a bunch of different. You get a bunch of different textures. Okay, so if you're going to make sections, what I usually like to do is do them in. This is like color blocking again. It's not really color blocking as much as it is texture blocking. And make some space here. All right. What's that? Moving things out of the way that I don't need. It's my space. Usually I try to tidy up, but I don't know. My table always has some kind of extra. Right now, I don't know if you can see this, but I have a little silicone mat. I love these. They help keep your beads from rolling all over the world. I mean, they're still going to roll a little bit, but it's pretty nice. So one thing I like to do, if I'm going to do a section, you can do a whole necklace. You can add this. You can do it bracelet sections. You can do them like this. I like this length. This is my favorite length to do. And one of the things that I like to do is make it where it is a little bit larger in the middle. This might be too far away. I don't know if you guys can see this. And of course, I don't know why I cannot get enough of color blocking and texture blocking. But one thing I like to do, especially with these guys, is line them up like little dominoes. And they make a cool texture. See, it's like a little caterpillar. You get a little caterpillar action there. So 3 is good, but 5 is even better. That goes to the thing I never put in equal numbers for some mysterious reason. Okay. I'm going to do about 3 of those. So I'm going to put a little bit heavier in the middle. This is just a design element because I want to make my area here that this, if you can imagine it, is going to be my link to whatever else I'm going to do. Now, one fun thing is you can use small, like Charlottes or something really little. Let me get that. Okay, I have them here. So I have some of these that they're brass, and I like to make loops. So one of the things, here's one of the loops, and this one I knotted the loop. Let's see if you can see that. So this is not, there's no knots in between, but that's one of the ways. These are little gold, they're silver with gold on top. I guess it's vermeil. And that's what I'll do like this, if you can picture it. And the trick is to do both. You do little sections on either side, and you get little cute things that you can then add to. It's pretty fun to make them. So what I usually do is I'll color block my pieces, keeping an eye on the time. What does it say? Pretty good. In pretty good shape, because I have to get off at 3:30, and I want to show. We made a bunch of nice castings that all came out. And this time I even kept one, which is kind of fun. I don't usually get to keep the castings, even when I want them. I like this. Big pink going in here. So, in theory, you can do whatever you want. You can do this however you want. You can go small, medium, and large. You can do a pattern. This is where your creativity is key. For me, I love texture blocking and color blocking. So they do a gradated. I'm going to get in there a little tighter because it feels like I'm too far away. Let's see. I know. It's, you know, you're either, I feel like I'm still, let's get in there a little tighter. What's that show? There we go. All right, so I'm going to put, I never really like to put just 2. It feels kind of, even though it's like 5, 3, 2. You can get caught up in that, in doing patterns, which sometimes I like to do. It might not be like this where you slide in, you can do contrasting colors. I tend to, this is my personal thing, is I like them to shift. That is just me though. You can do whatever kind of color blocking you like, or texture blocking, because I have different facets happening. One of those pink ones, throw that in there. All right, the easiest way to do it is start from one end and put your crimp on. Azalea is always telling me, she's like, the way to do it, Mom, is you put that crimp first. Sometimes I forget and then I have to feed it on there later. All right, so I'm going to put one on just to get it going. And I'm going to string these up really fast. So these are those little amber. They're the blue amber. Azalea, do the light and show it. I found that Mexican amber. I believe it's from it is from Mexico. There are some. This is a blue amber. This is from Mexico. She's going to show it. Bright one. Just not too bright.
Well, I'm not sure which setting.
First setting. This is a UV show it, so it's kind of pretty cool. Look at this, the UV light we got, the gem show. It will, it's not showing it now. There it is, that little bit of a blue cast. There, you can see it right there on that one. It's hard because I have every light in the house on. And, but it's neat. They call it blue amber because when you're in the sunlight, you can kind of see that haze. It's like a mohair sweater almost, how that has that kind of haze to it. It nice. Just feels like that. It isn't obviously going to be fuzzy, but it just has that glow to it in sunlight. I am pretty crazy about anything with schiller. That's the action of when it does this. They call that schiller. I don't know if that applies to all beads. Linda says 42 people and only 26 likes. That must be on, I don't know. We're streaming from StreamYard, so we are seeing everything. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to put something in between these. So let me see. This. Yeah, did y'all hear that? That all went on the floor.
Those little bits crumbling onto the floor.
I'm going to have to broom those up. So I like to put a little space between these guys so it acts like a knot. And I will use the thickest soft Lux I can get away with because I like it to be strong. I mean, all of it's strong. It's really strong. I've never, in all the years.
You just like it hefty.
I do like it hefty, I will say.
I also
there's a project, or there's a soft Lux for each type of thing we're going to do, and I like that this thick one is good for that. I mean, I have necklaces from easily. Man, got those. I just flung that as though I did not have, as though this was knotted. Okay, so this is what I have so far. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finish this out. So, and I'm going to look at it. Sometimes you can say, do we like the gold in between? And I do. I can hear them like rolling into the floor, all that little tiny sound. Oh, yeah, there goes another one. So these little black ones are also golden sheen. It's pretty cool. They have a little bit of that, and here's another word for Schiller, chatoyance. Every time I say it, and as always, like, you don't have to say the thing about Michael Jackson, but it makes me want to say it in that voice. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm resisting. So this right here is some chatoyance. You see that? And that is due to the way that the crystals grow. So when they're stacked up like that and they're then cut, it's like looking through, I don't know, like films, I guess. They're laying stacked up. So they make the stacking action is what gives you the glittery shine, like tiger eye. Okay, there's a good one that has that chatoyance. All right, so here's what I have. And as you can see, when you add a little bit of something in between, you can add seed beads, you could knot this. I'm just making small sections that I can then use on something else. So I'm going to put my crimp on. Now you don't have to say you could just not, you could just easily, let me see what time it is. A couple minutes. You can easily just go in and do one of these and crimp straight. You can do that. You can do knot covers or cord covers, and they call that French, I think it's called bouillon wire, and you can put that on there and it protects it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my little loop. Now, it doesn't have to accommodate a clasp or anything, so I don't have to make it a certain size. I'm just making what is essentially a component. These are components to make other projects out of, like these little sections of necklaces, or it could be a bracelet. Sometimes if you make them short, they can be earrings, just depends. So I'm going to test it. That looks pretty cute. All right, now I'm going to string back, get back in there. And if I can go back through another stone, that's when I love it. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to trim it real tight. You know, you have to get in there tight. All right, I'm gonna get back down towards this area and slide down. Are those the cool little metal beads? You can, yes, these are, Kate sometimes has these little brass. They come in all different metals. They come in every metal. And the fun part about it is that, I mean, they come in plated. You can get them in copper. And I think they come from, I'm not really sure. They come from all over the place. All right, so you want to make this shape like this. This is your loop, all right? And then every time I do this, when I do it online, I'm like, please do it right. Please. Anthea says, how long do you generally make each section? So it depends. It depends on what beads I have, and it depends on the look I'm going for. Sometimes it looks like I need one more on there, doesn't it? Let me just add one. So I can back out before. Usually this is where I flick all of them onto the floor. They flick all over the room. So I try not to do that little action. I add two more so it has a better flow. All right, I'm going to come back through. Oh, crimping. I hate crimping. Well, I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Oh, Marianne, shadows. I don't know why they call them shadows. I'll have to ask Kate. She knows. She knows all that lore on where some of these things got their names. I call these, this is not a cornerless cube. This is, I don't know what that's called, but it's a brass, I don't know if it's not a spacer. All right, here we go. I was like, I'm gonna get quiet. I'm gonna do this right. So when you're doing this, one thing to remember, I have my crimp here. Just my crimping. What you want to do is line it up. I'm trying to make sure that these aren't crossing inside. This has a section, see here on the thing where we're going to make a divot in between those. To get it in there properly. And without any gaps. Flatten. All right, still seems like that did not flatten that great. Let's see, try it again. All right, and then you round it. Could be a rounded cube, Robin. I'm not 100% sure. All right. I actually butchered that one. You can see how I butchered it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flatten it. And then I'm going to have to come around and do it again later. I don't have time to show the proper way. When you get it exactly fit through there, it looks like a little taco clump like that, and it'll flatten just exactly so. But it seems like every time I do it live, I can never get it in the first go. I have to go do it again. Oh, and don't use these sewing things. See how you're not supposed to? Look how sturdy Softlex is. I can't even freaking cut it with these. Give me something else to cut that with. I'll just cut it later. Time check. Sarah will help you love crimping. Thank you. Oh. All right. So this is what I have. And I'm going to do a little bit extra on this side. If I were thinking about it, I'd do two on each. I'm going to try and get this. I'm trying to move as fast as I can. So here's a little tip. Don't make your cutoff cord too short, because then you know what happens? The stuff flicks away from you. So give yourself a couple extra inches. It's not super cheap, but it's also your time. Remember, your time is worth something. All right, I'm going to grab a bunch of these little, you know what, actually, what would those look like? I didn't notice. One thing you can do, so I have these little Petersite beads. Those would be fun to put on the end of that. But I kind of don't want to, not necessarily waste them, but I don't like to use something kind of like gemstone on that part. I'd rather use seed beads, just because they're designed to be kind of like, you know, like rubbed together. Sheree says, I bet it's hard to do under the camera. Well, you're working where you're kind of far away from it. And I usually, when I'm crimping, my face is like 2 inches away. All right, so I'm going to go back through. And if I was really on the ball, which usually when I'm doing this, I have beads set aside. I find some that are like big hold, like these. These have a pretty big hole. Look how, like, those have a really big hole. I'll set a few of them, like 2 or 3, on the other end of it, so that when I crimp it, I can tuck my crimps in there. Now, if I have not done that, one of my other tricks is to get a crimp cover. So if you make a horrendous looking crimp, there's no big deal because you can get a crimp cover and cover all that up. No one will even know. You just hide it. That also works if you've made a knot and you've made like the ugliest, biggest, gappiest knot. Cover it up. No one will know. Unless you're like perfectionist style, then just redo it. Because sometimes that's the way it has to be. Now, you don't have to make both sides equal. You can. But now you have this little section. And look how pretty that is. You can add chain. I'm going to cut this crimp. Let's see if I do it fast, if that will make it where I do it a good job. One of the terrors that I have is crimping it and then accidentally crushing the bead under it, because I've done that before. I don't know if anyone else has done that, but I have absolutely smashed beads thinking I got a hold of the crimp, but what I really had a hold of was the edge of my glass bead or whatever bead was in there. So that's kind of ugly. I will definitely be using a crimp cover on that.
I'll go.
Chop that. Boy, you gotta put your back into it to cut that. But you know what? When that's the case, guess what's not going to be breaking? Your crimp will give out before your soft flex does. All right, so tuck that in. Tuck that in. All right. So that's my little section. Oh, there you go. One thing out of the way. I'm going to push all this stuff out.
Good job. Good job.
I don't know if I'll have time to show. We did this finish. We're not going to do this finish on everything, and we can't offer it on a lot because it's a hand burnished. So this will be in this kit. I don't know if it's on the picture. I might not have had a chance to upload the photo of this to go with it, but it's also 20% off. You don't need a code, and it's in the store. So this is usually like an $8 or $10 piece, and with the hand rubbed finish, it's really pretty and it looks like silver. This is actually the color of the pewter without anything on it. Usually what we do is we put some oxidizers on there to make them like this. This is a little bowl of some, so you can see the difference where I go. So it's a little bit brighter without the like dark in the cracks. And one of the things I like to do with this is hit it with a soft cloth to get that coloration. All right, let's move on. Azalea, pass me the goods. Let's see how fast I can do this. I kind of went a long time with our tutorials, or our mini tutorials. Let's see what's happening. Oh, don't forget Fallfest, y'all. This is what the winner will win. I don't know if y'all heard, but that giveaway prize for the whole Tgbe is epic. We did a $75 gift certificate. That is huge for us. I mean, it's huge for anybody, but we're a pretty small business, so that's a lot. So one person is going to be enjoying.
You should just put the whole thing in front of you and just show one thing at a time. You can show the tray. It's pretty. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thank you, Cynthia. That looks pretty. So you know what you can do with this? You can link a bunch of them together. You could put a clasp on one end. You could put a piece of chain, and then you have a bracelet if you put it long enough. You could do leather. This is Sundance style. If you did a leather piece, you have a Sundance bracelet with a button. So anyway, yeah, the prizes this time, we're like, let's get serious. Let's make them, let's do full happiness. All right. So our first lot of the day Okay, this is $377. I have two. It's $32. Now, before you ask, yes, if we send you the invoice, what you do is you comment $377 if you would like this sterling silver. This one I modified it. Look at it. He has strings from the back of his head, and it's I added little petals. So this one's doctored up. All right, so this is 32. All you have to do is write in the comments section right here is 377, and I have two of them. All right.
Invoices will go out after the show today.
So this one's a little bit different. Has another link to the top. It's a little bit different. So they're all, and then I went and doctored up their bodies. So these two, even though they are from the same mold, I've doctored them both up so that there's a little bit of extra difference. All right, I have one of these. The other ones from last week or Saturday, they all sold. So these are my amulets. I only have one. This is a sapphire that I set in. In theory, I should have, maybe I'll get that thing in my board and go raise it. Can you help me find that board? What's over there?
Board?
Yeah, over here.
Oh, your little rainbow box.
I don't want the rainbow box. Or I want the rainbow box, but I didn't want that. There we go. I'm gonna
Very
back out.
zoomed in.
Yes, because it's
Here,
too
let me do
tight.
it.
I'm doing it.
There you go. Good job.
Isn't that pretty? It's my background. Belted. Let's do this side. That too busy? It's too busy. All right. Did I do this one? I'm going to take my glasses off now.
I think you just showed it.
Oh, what, 382? Thank you, my friends. Thank you. I would like to say thank you for everybody that showed up today. It's a real blessing. It's really wonderful. And we really appreciate it because we were pretty much out of commission for 2 weeks when all of this stuff hit, and we haven't been able to work because it turns out you need electricity to run the machines. So this one is 50. It's solid silver, but the other thing is it has a little sapphire that's set. You can see it from the back. It's a nice heavy piece. Silver is pricey right now. That's we have to kind of work within the bounds of how much our materials cost. So this is a fantastic little city or little tiny, it's like an arch. And it has a little blue sapphire tucked in there. Isn't that pretty? Set, glittering. And I have two. And this is 374. 374. All right, I have a couple of these. Oh, thank you, Melanie. We are delighted to be and so blessed to be in, not dependent on tourism. Thank goodness. All right, so I have this one is 32. It's a sterling. All of the pieces that I'm going to show you are silver, and this is 379. And it's a tree on this side, and it's a tree on this side. But in here, you can see that there's a little person, a little lady. It's 32, and it's 379. Is the code or the lot number. All right, I have this one. This one has look at this, has a sapphire stuck in there. This is a really good one. I've been saving the last of my dark blues for this batch. These all have really pretty sapphires. So this one is 378, and that is pretty much $10 for me setting that sapphire. Seriously. Azalea's like, Mom, you got to go up on your prices because you're only charging. I know, but I want to make a little bit of money so that we can kind of recuperate from being out of commission. All right, we have this is 383. I have a couple of these. I only made really a small amount of this because, you never know what people are going to want, and I can't afford to sit on silver, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of different work than pewter. So I have two of these. It's 383. Deborah says, could that be a pendant? Oh, it is a pendant. It could be a pendant. It could be a link. And that's because there's a hole. I don't know if you can see it. There's holes all the way around. This is a popular one in pewter because you could bead embroider around it. All these areas are holes. So it could be a link. You could dangle from here. You could do 3 dangles, or you can hang it from the top on this side. So one of my favorite things to do is to make pieces that have multiple points of entry. All right, so this is my little bird girl, my little harpy, my siren. I'm really happy with this little gal. This is a weirdo. I know I make some of these things and people are like, what in the heck? Why are you making that? You're the only one that's going to like it. So I only made one. You can dangle things from her feet so she looks like she's carrying something. So it's a lot of silver. It's $60. I know it's a little high for that, but it is a really beautiful casting. And there's the one. It's $3.76. I got a couple of these. They're $28. They're little. Look at how fun this is. So it's a little Victorian hand, little cuff, and they put little rings on. And the little snake, it's like it's holding it, but it's like a clasp. So I made these a long time ago, and it was during the time when I was making a lot of lariats. So you clasp in the front. So say you have a thick chain coming down. That's where that's useful. All right, so it's $3.81. All right. I have just one of these. This will go quick because I know everyone loves this piece. This is $3.75. It's $32. It's silver. This one makes an excellent pendant. This is the back of this piece, if you can believe it. It's detailed both sides. There's the front. It has a bird flying. Came out good. All right, so here's one. It's a little heavier. It's nice and thick. This is $3.84. It's $42. And it has a very detailed little skeleton. And I did this when we did a visit to Paris and went into the catacombs. Turns out it's a really mysterious and beautiful place, but it's too much for me. It's too much. I couldn't hardly take it because you go down like a million spiral stairs to get down to the center of the earth. That's what it feels like anyway. All right, I have a couple of this. I have 2. It's $38. It's silver, nice and thick. Nice and it feels good. And I'm going to show you. I have it on my necklace here that I'm wearing right now. And I'll tell you what the benefit is. I started making these clasps because I wanted something that if it went to the front, it did not look like, it didn't look bad. Sometimes your clasps will scooch to the front. All right, so what happens is if this does move, it can be anywhere on your necklace, anywhere that you like. See, if it's in the back, then this is in the front. So I love making a necklace that's like that. Okay, I have a couple more left. All right, this is $32. It's $3.86. It's a little fancy kitty dressed up. It's like Marty, but he would not wear that. He's a boy cat. He would love to wear like a little bow tie. All right, so that is as a flower on this side, so you can kind of choose your own adventure. If you put your necklace on backwards, look what we'll show. No one will even know it. And then look at this side. How pretty that is. There's a teeny little moon at the top, very detailed. I have 2. All right, now I have a couple of these. This is, all right, I've sold these before. I've made them make it 3 or 4 times. So I've set a sapphire in this beautiful, you can see their light coming through. It gives it a little bit of, it's a very, very nice quality of the sapphire. These are rose cuts. It's very sparkly. So that's $3.85. I only have 2, and it's very thick. So it's a good weight. It's very, this is like an heirloom piece. And whatever you put with that, it's going to be beautiful. I sell them very simply. Usually when I'm making these necklaces for the markets that I'm going to do, which most of them are canceled, by the way, which is kind of a drag. I'll put like a stone here and a stone here, and then I will do a piece of chain. And they'll sell, So that is, let's see. Azalea, if you can believe it, it is exactly $3.30 right now. I just want to. We're clear, and I finished all.
Oh, you did all of it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's never happened in the history of the world.
I know. Listen, y'all, I was on fire today. All right, let's turn this around. Get it. Well, people can have a little bit of a break. We usually go over a few minutes. Let's see. Where's this? Okay, on to camo. Changing the phone.
I think you have your phone angled at a weird way when you switch it.
Oh yeah.
We have to do the drawing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the drawing. All right, let's fix this.
Here.
All right, friends.
She's on camera. Okay, you guys, are you ready? We did all of our lots. Invoices will be sent soon after the show. But now we're going to do the drawing for the giveaway. So let's do that real quick.
Yes. All right. Let give everyone a chance. No. Just give it a chance.
What am I giving a chance? Do you
let
see
everybody
that?
do the.
Do you see that? Yeah. Twice today, StreamYard giveaway tool has put up a red box on the screen. I'll just show you. It's super annoying. Of course, it happens on our GBE. Yeah, look what that says. That's awesome. An error occurred. Try refreshing the page. No. Ha! Screw you, StreamYard.
Well, I'm sure the StreamYard's doing its best.
Zandra, if you're here, you won the giveaway. You have to be present to win. Comment if you're here.
Zandra, then please comment.
Comment if you are with us right now.
Oh, Sharon says, goodness, Azalea is beautiful.
Oh. Thank you. I don't see a comment from Zandra yet.
Give her a minute.
Here we go.
There she is.
Hello.
She is. Zandra, you just won.
Oh, that's the wrong person. Where is she?
Zandra is here. So listen, Xander, if you've never placed an order with us, tell it, Azalea. Get it up. Get the information.
If you've never placed an order with us before, we're not going to have your email address, so go ahead and just send me an email.
Send an email.
The automatic contact on our website, Greengirlstudios.com, and I put some links in here to Green Girl Studios. So yeah, when you go to Green Girl, if you do the automatic, just the contact button, and you say, I won the giveaway, here's my email, then I can send it to you.
All right, friends. Thank you. Thank you for purchasing from our live show. Thank you for all of the orders that have come in. We are diligently filling them. We are, for the most part, back on. We don't have drinking water yet, but that's a small thing. That's a small issue to worry about when there are, other things. We have bottled water, so that's awesome. All right. We really appreciate. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for all the orders that have been coming in. We really appreciate it. It's keeping us alive, right? We're still in the game. Like we're here another day. So we really appreciate everyone that has shown up to our live stream, and don't forget to watch some of the replays if you've missed any, and to share them, to like them, to spread the word. That's how we stay in business. So we really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed what we did, any of the tutorials, go ahead and share it. Go tell your friends about it. This is how we keep going. It's like a vote. Every time you like it.
Kay is after us.
And our friend Kay, she'll be on shortly. What time is Kay's? It's like 3:00 or something. No, it's at 4:00, I think. All right, my friends. We will see you. Remember, we're not going live because we don't tonight because the Christy Friesen's turn. And you don't want to take away from our friends. So we will be seeing y'all. Wednesday is our next magic hour. So we will see you then. Thank you so much, friends.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.